name is Paige Rayleigh, and I recently watched Jacob Sappington's video about the F-35A. So first of all, I just kind of want to say thank you to Jacob for a really well-made video and for informing me about a lot of things that I didn't know about the F-35. So Jacob proceeded to tell me about all the positives that this new fighter jet has, but I'm here to inform you about the negative side of this fighter jet. So my first point about this new jet is its extravagant price tag that comes along with it. The F-35A is estimated to cost about $1.5 trillion, trillion with a T, after they have all been built. $1.5 trillion can feed and clothe millions of people around the world, and it could be really put to good use, but instead we are throwing tons and tons of money into a project that has taken years and years to complete. So the jet is being manufactured across multiple states and even countries, and that's something that I'm a little bit concerned about. The first thing I am concerned about is that the computer system's vulnerability. So what has been said is that the Chinese possibly have stolen some classified data related to this project. So they hacked our system and kind of found everything out, and how we're building this jet and what comes along with this jet. And that makes me nervous because if China got their hands on this, and if other countries are also involved in building this jet, who else knows who's going to get their hands on this plan, just like China did, and kind of figure out how to break into our computer systems. And I think that we need to come up with a completely new system that the Chinese don't know about, that other countries don't know about, because if we continue with this plan that we have now, there's a possibility that other countries could hack this system, and we could lose lives of our American pilots, and that would just be absolutely tragic. So moving on, so not only are there computer systems gone wrong, but there's also software delays that we need to worry about. So the Pentagon discovered deficiencies in the plane's Block 2B software system. And if you don't know what that is, I'll describe it. I had no idea what it is either. But the Block 2B oversees the plane's warfare capabilities, such as its data links and live weapon firing systems. So even after testing this, it was found that the worst deficiencies were found in the navigational aspect of the plane and the accuracy of the software aspects. So this jet also had a lot of trouble with the use of its radar, passive sensors, its friend or foe identification, which is just huge. I mean, we don't want to be shooting down our own planes. And electro-optical targeting. The F-35 was given a redesigned fuel tank, ullage inerting system. So in a simpler explanation, this means that part of the jet prevents explosive interactions between the oxygen and gases in the fuel tank. So even after this redesigned system, it was tested and there were still many problems with the hardware and software. So another issue that comes with this F-35 bomber jet is that it's very vulnerable to lightning strikes. If the plane has to fly twice in a matter or a time span of 12 hours, you can't do that, because its likelihood of getting struck by lightning is very high, and it's very likely that we're going to need to use this jet, or fly it more than once in a matter of 12 hours. We can't depend on a plane after we fly it once. We're like, oh, gotta wait 12 more hours before we fly it again. So that's just wrong there. So not only does this jet have many problems, but I mean, so does the helmets that come along with it that the pilots need to wear. I quote this from a very reliable source. The greatest impact in scenarios where a pilot was maneuvering to defeat a missile shot. So, I mean, helmets seem like a very simple fix to me. Just we can't have it moving around and getting in the way of what our pilots are trying to do. So I even have a list of things that the Pentagon has recorded being wrong with this jet. So there are issues with the avionics procedures, landing gear tires, thermal management systems, ejection seat assembles, cockpit display electronics unit, helmet display units, seat survival kits, igniter spark in the turbine engines, and an onboard oxygen generating system. So I mean, we have a whole list there. So I mean, as you can tell, there are many negatives that come along with this jet, even more negatives than positive. So I mean, even the most positive issue would be that, it's our safety. This is why we have this jet, is to keep us free and to keep us safe. But we have hundreds of other jets that have been doing their job. So I really hope you guys can see the negatives that come along with this jet and how much money we're throwing into this and how much it's costing us. So far it's taken 15 years to make these jets, and we're 3 years behind. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video and listening, and I really hope you learned something about it. Thank you.